Eric Gist. He is, if you don't know his stuff, you have not been reading Dark Horse, or you have not been seeing some just ridiculously scary horror covers. I don't know if this is your niche, but you do some great stuff. When I started following you, actually what really drew me in was your Instagram image, which is that Moon Knight that you did, which is just ridiculous. Which is, by the way, a perfect time to talk about it because Oscar Isaacs was announced to be, which we're all really stoked about that as well. So, just tell us a little bit about you before we get just jumping into the show.
So basically, like most kids my age, you guys look like you're all probably roughly in the same age group as me.
Yeah.
I was into comics. Comics were huge. Growing up in my teenage years, pretty much 80s and early 90s kids, right? I mean, comics were the big thing.
Yep.
And so that's kind of what I always wanted to do, and just always loved comics, from the time I was probably about 8 years old to now. I don't know kind of how familiar you guys are with painted comic illustrations. I know it's kind of a niche thing.
You're talking to Mr. Bronze Age. He's a Conan Red Sonja fan extraordinaire.
Yes, and thank you for last week's cover on Conan. Yes.
Yeah. That's such a kick to get to do Conan. I mean, obviously, pretty much every artist in the world or every illustrator wants to paint Conan at one time or another. And I got to paint him for quite a while. So that was cool. And there's more coming. So, but yes, I'm off being the regular artist as of 18. But then I still have quite a few others that are coming out, as well as some stuff that hasn't been announced yet that is not comic related, but should be fun.
Cool. You got your Nullified one got announced 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Nullified Conan is ridiculous.
That was fun. That was a quick turnaround. It was a lot of fun. In fact, I really didn't have time for it, but 4 days. So it worked out. It worked out okay.
Nice.
But anyway, the reason I brought that up is that my teacher, Jeff Watts, and now one of my best friends and my boss as well, his teacher was Glenn Orbick, and he did a ton of comic covers in the 90s, a lot of stuff for DC. There's kind of the semi-famous one of Impulse, and he's drawn a mustache on his own wanted poster on the wall back in the 90s, and he did that. He did most of the pulp noir covers that DC did back in the 90s.
I do remember some covers. Of those,
yeah, he and his wife did all those, or life partner did all those. Unfortunately, recently he passed away, but that was kind of my lineage, and I didn't even know that when I started studying at the school, but as soon as I saw Glenn's stuff, I was like, that's what I want to do.